Get smart with your spending with Nucenda's Breeze debit card. We've got your back by offering safe and easy access to your money. Never any hidden fees, just an account that makes sense. Download the Nucenda app to enroll in mobile and internet banking, managing your funds, making person-to-person transfers, and rounding up purchases to save. Visit Nucenda.org to explore Breeze accounts and join our credit union.
New members must be eligible for membership. Equal opportunity lender. Insured by NCUA.
Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Inside Santa Fe Public Schools podcast. I am Joe Abeta, and today our guests are Lauren Ceronie, the pre-K coordinator for Santa Fe Public Schools, and Brittany Behanna-Griffith, the principal of Phyllis NYE Early Childhood Center. Welcome. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be here. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. We got something very important coming up, right? We got pre-K kinder registration, which is huge because it's a huge milestone for the family, especially for those first-time parents, right, that have their kid and their child and they're bringing them away and they're going to be away from them for, 6 hours?
7 hours.
7 hours
yes.
For the first time. They're not with mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa or their guardian, and they're going to be away. And so parents are always going to have a lot of questions, right? Because it's their child that they're letting go. And I get it. I understand. We've all been there. And it's something that, it's a milestone for a family for first time. Now, if you're a second time parent, you're just like, let's get him out of here. I got to get my me time back, right? I'm kidding. So let's talk about this. So when's the event, Lauren?
Yes. So the first step is for families to apply for our pre-K lottery.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our pre-K programs are funded through the NM Pre-K grant, which means that we have certain amounts of pre-K spots at each school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important that families apply through our pre-K lottery. Our pre-K lottery is running now. The window for priorities will end January 31st, 2025. Okay. And the lottery will run on February 5th, 2025.
So if I'm late to the lottery, so I just hear this, tonight, and I'm like, oh man, I haven't put my name in the lottery. Does that mean I have less of a chance getting in?
So we have weighted priority for families who are applying in the lottery window, which again ends January 31st,
Gotcha.
2025.
Okay. All right.
However, we accept applications throughout the school year. So you can apply at any time. If you've missed that lottery window, you can still apply for a chance at a spot in one of our schools.
But when the lottery was open, like let's say a few months ago, the person that applied in December still has the same chance as the person that applied in January still has the same chance the person applied in December and November.
Yes, there's the same priority for our entire lottery window. Yes, so if you apply January 31st at 11:59 p.m., you have the same chances as someone who applied December 1st when our lottery opened.
They don't get more ping pong balls in the lottery thing that comes up? No, I'm kidding. That's great. So that's happening. There's two events, correct? On February 8th and February 12th.
Yes. We're holding a pre-K kinder registration fair. We know that coming into the schools for the first time, either in pre-K or kindergarten, can be overwhelming for families. Mm-hmm. And so we're working to expand our support of families coming into our district. So we'll have our registration fair on Saturday, February 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Aspen Community School. Mm-hmm. And we'll have another registration fair on Wednesday, February 12th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Milagro Middle School. Okay.
That's awesome. And then I guess what you want folks to get out of this is any questions, anything concerns they may have to be answered.
Yes.
Right? To put them at ease when they walk out that door, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And you'll get to meet all of us in person. So there's names and faces to go with the people you communicate with as you enroll your child in school. And so at the fair, we'll have a couple different things. You'll be able to complete your registration for school. So pre-K, it's a two-step process. First, you apply for the lottery, then you register your child.
Okay.
So you'll be able to do that. You can also receive required immunizations. At the fair, our nursing staff will be there. You can connect with our language and culture department. You can access services for families experiencing homelessness. You can learn about special education services. And we'll also have some community programs at the fair. So you can learn about different programs for early childhood in the community.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I just need clarification. So they can apply for the lottery there on those during those times? No, they can't.
They can. It's after the lottery window closes. So if you're hearing this before January 31st, 2025, definitely apply before then. You can apply at any time. So you are able to still apply at the registration fair. But the main goal is to get families registered, get paperwork in.
Get them registered.
To register for school.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great. Okay. With that, how can I apply for the lottery as a young parent?
Yes. So you can go to
or as an older parent, or just as a parent at all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any parent or guardian can apply to our pre-K lottery. You can go to SFPS Preschool, and you'll find a link to the lottery application in English and Spanish on our webpage.
That's awesome.
It's a quick application. You'll fill out if you're applying for a 3-year-old program or a 4-year-old program. You'll fill out your child's birth date. Children do have to be 3 years old by August 31st of the upcoming school year to qualify for our 3-year-old program, and children must be 4 years old by August 31st of the upcoming school year to qualify for our 4-year-old program. So the application will ask you to put in your child's birth date. It'll ask for some information like address. Really important, it'll ask for your email address. Double and triple check that. Your child's lottery spot will be sent to that email address. So triple check it before you submit. And the application will also allow you to choose a first and second choice school for our 4-year-old pre-K programs.
Okay. So, and this is for the pre-K kinder. Mm-hmm. Wow, 3-4 years old. That's just crazy, huh?
I know. Some of them come to us and they're still 2 years old. They've barely turned 3. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great though that we have that to offer. Okay, so speaking of services, I'd like to segue over to Brittany. And Brittany, you guys are going to have a special screening or just screening, right, at the event. Tell me a little bit about the screening.
Correct. The state of New Mexico requires that we conduct screening on all children in different areas of development, including language, or it could be articulation, how children form their words, fine motor, gross motor, social emotional, pre-academic, cognitive screeners. We do it with a form called an ASQ, which stands for Ages and Stages Questionnaire. And because it's required of all pre-K families, we're going to have it at the event, again, to make this an easy thing for parents. One-stop shop, get everything done all at once. That goes to different people in the district that score it. And we really use it in a lot of ways. It helps me as a principal to kind of balance classrooms. It helps our teachers to look and make sure that, we're supporting our students in all areas of development. Might pose some good questions for when we visit with families at home visits. And then if there are some concerns for development, that Ages and Stages questionnaire would let us know that we might want to look at further screening or evaluation so that we can get supports for students prior to them starting preschool or kindergarten.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So that must make parents feel very, very, and guardians feel very comfortable, right, when they know that they have something like this that's available to them.
Of course, parents have questions, and it's just a way for them to be like, yep, everything's okay, or yes, my concerns are warranted, and we can help them through that process.
So that's for every student that comes in?
Every student
is required to do that.
Is going to do that.
Because of the state of New Mexico requirement.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. That's great. So I guess my question for the overall is and we may be able to answer some questions now for parents that are listening to this. What are some of the frequently asked questions that you guys get? Like, you have like a top 3 that you could share with us?
Oh, one I get all the time is, do you have preschool for 3-year-olds? And as of this school year, it's yes. We have 2 full-day 3-year-old programs at NYE Early Childhood Center. We also have half-day programs. So we have an AM session and a PM session that parents can apply for. So whether you want half-day or full-day, there's those options in the lottery.
Okay. So parents, they can either leave their kids there for the full 7 hours, or they can do a half day if they wish. That's pretty cool.
Yes, for
Right.
3-year-olds. Yeah, so it gives parents those options of what
Okay.
they're ready for and what works best for their
Okay, and that's for
family.
3-year-olds only.
That's for 3-year-olds only.
Yes.
Okay.
All of our 4-year-old programs, this is probably the most frequently asked question I get is, how many days a week do kids go to school?
Mm-hmm.
So for our 4-year-old programs, we have free programming for 4-year-olds at 15 different elementary school sites. You can find a list of those elementary schools on our website.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Our programming is 5 days a week, and we follow the elementary bell schedule.
Okay. So for that, the website, is that different than the pre-K, the SFPS pre-K?
It is the same. If you just
Same.
Google SFPS preschool, our website is
Preschool?
usually the first one
Okay.
that pops up.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Just want to make sure about that. So, so then if you are in a 4-year program, you're required to be there for 5 days. There's no option to go half day on that.
It's full day for 4-year-olds.
Okay.
And parents do, when you accept a seat, we do ask that families agree to be attending at least 85% of the time. That is a state mandate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's good.
Stay on that one.
No, well, and here's another thing too.
that out.
It's interesting because I know just from experience as a parent that my kids, when they thought they were going to like a camp or something, right, for kindergarten, this is a great way of them understanding that when they go to school, it's for 5 days a week, right? That because after the second week, they're like, hey, I didn't know this was going to be a permanent thing for the next, 18 years of my life, or I had to go to school and do this stuff. So it's great that these kids are be able to get involved and socially too, right? Of not having those kindergarten jitters and stuff like that, right?
Yes, and that brings up a great point, Joe, that I wanted to talk about was the purpose of our pre-K programs. So our pre-K programs are play-based and inquiry-based, and we believe that all children are competent and capable. That is our overarching approach to early childhood education in the district. And our goal is to prepare children not just for kindergarten, but for the entirety of their educational career and for the world. And so that means that we want to have classrooms where children are exposed to literacy-rich and rich environments that foster scientific and mathematical understanding and really foster that curiosity and love of learning that will follow them for their entire educational career and their life beyond their educational career.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I was going to say, do you guys there must be a demand, right? I mean, that's why you have the lottery, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can imagine.
So yes, we do have wait lists every year, especially now for our full day 3-year-old programming. It is a service that the community is telling us that they really need, that they really want their children involved in early childhood education. And we are so grateful when families trust us with their child education. And as you said, send their child to school for the first time for many of our families.
Yeah.
Yes.
That must be a question you guys get. What happens if I get put on the wait list, right?
Yes. So we offer seats as they become available through about April of the school year. So just because you're put on a wait list doesn't mean you'll be there for the whole school year. But yes, if you're on the wait list, just make sure you're checking that email to see if you're moving up on our wait list.
So, and it is the full school year. That's not something that goes through during the summertime, correct?
Yes, we have. We follow the same calendar as the school district with a few adjustments here and there. We usually have an extra day for family teacher conferences because we know that those first family teacher conferences are so important and families typically have a lot of questions. So we want to make sure that our teachers can spend a good amount of time with families during those conferences. But other than that, yes, we follow the school district calendar. We follow the elementary bell schedule.
So how does the whole lottery thing work? I mean, as far as how do they find out about it? Do they just get sent an email? Is there like an event, or when
the lottery runs on February 5th?
Exactly.
Yes. So all of the information about the lottery will be sent to the email that is submitted on the pre-K application. So again, triple check that email before you send it. When the lottery runs, you'll get an email that will tell you if your child has received a spot or if your child has been placed on the wait list. That email will tell you how many days you have to respond. Right now, it's 5 days that families have to accept or decline the seat. Later, as we get closer to the school year, that time goes down to 24 hours to respond. So make sure you're checking that email for how many days you have to respond to accept or decline the seat. Once you accept or decline the seat, then you'll get another email that prompts you to register, which again, you can come to our registration fair and do that. So everything is done through email, and that will be starting on February 5th, 2025.
Okay.
I would highly suggest adding the email when you put in for the lottery. Am I correct? It tells you what email to add to your contacts. Otherwise, it could go to a junk or spam email.
Okay.
So also check those if you don't make that in your contact list.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's time to recap here. Okay. And I think I got it. So let's and then folks, if you didn't get this, you're gonna miss. You can always rewind on your phone, right, or something like that. So okay, so applying for the lottery, January 31st is the deadline.
Yes,
you need to get that in
for the best shot of getting the school of your choice.
Yes, on January 31st. On February 5th is when the lottery will run, and you'll find out if you're in a wait list, one of those two, right? And then the event, the pre-K kinder registration event, because you find out that you're in a school, so you have to go and register just like you would for any other thing. If you were going into any elementary school or high school, whatever, you got to register. You'll be registering on there's 2 days to register. You won't lose your spot if you don't make February 8th. You'll still have it if you go to February 12th, right? Correct?
Yes.
So just be aware of that. There'll be a pre-kinder event, a registration event, February 8th at Aspen.
Yes.
From, I'm sorry, what was the?
10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on February 12th at Milagro.
From 3 p.m. until 7 p.m.
3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And at that event, there'll be other support there. Your child will be screened at that event, correct?
Correct.
Yes, because it's required by the state of New Mexico. So they'll do that. Will there be other services there at the event?
Yes. So we will have our wonderful student data team will be there to help families upload any documents for registration. We'll have our nursing staff at the event to administer our required immunizations. You can connect with our language and culture department. They'll be there to help with the language and culture survey that's required when families enter the schools. We'll have our Adelante team at the event. So families experiencing homelessness can access the services that the district provides. And then we'll also have some community providers at the event as well so that families can learn about what early childhood programs are available around Santa Fe.
Here's a question. Well, there's two things you brought up. We also, tomorrow we have Danielle coming in to do this in Spanish. So we'll have that information out in Spanish. So just let folks know that are listening to the English one, there is a Spanish version of this podcast. And my next question is there any charge for the pre-K, for being in pre-K?
No, it is free. New Mexico has our NM pre-K grant as well as special education funding. So these programs are free to our families.
Okay. No, that's great. Another question would be, does the child need to be at registration?
They do not. So you're welcome to bring your child. We always love to see the children who are going to be joining us next school year, but the child does not need to be present. Just a parent or guardian. Okay,
but so then they would be screened later on?
The screening is a questionnaire that the families will fill out, so the child does not have to be present.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Lauren, tell me a little bit about what the students will experience throughout the school year.
Yes. That is a big question of what is my child going to be doing in school every day? Because I feel like that's another question I get. I mean, for a lot of families, this is their first time ever engaging with the public school system. Okay. And so, they're wanting to know what is happening in our public school systems. So in Santa Fe Public Schools, we're really lucky to have 24 classrooms for our pre-K children at 15 different school sites. Our 4Y NM pre-K programs are 5 days a week. They're free and they follow the elementary bell schedule. To qualify for our full day 3-year-old program, children must turn 3 years old by August 31st of the upcoming school year. To qualify for our 4-year-old programs, children must turn 4 by August 31st of the upcoming school year. And a question I get a lot from families is, does my child have to be potty trained to enter school? And the answer is no, your child does not have to be potty trained to enter our pre-K programs.
Okay.
If your child is not potty trained, our teachers will work with the family to support you in your goals around toilet learning.
Okay.
Our pre-K program is play-based and inquiry-based, and we believe that all children are competent and capable. Our goal is to prepare children. Sorry, I'm just going over the whole thing, so you don't have one big soundbite.
That's fine.
Our goal is to prepare children, not just for kindergarten, but for the entirety of their educational career and for the world. One of our strong beliefs is that the family is the first and most important teacher, and so we strive to integrate families' culture, strengths, hopes, and dreams into our classrooms. We also have family engagement throughout the year for our pre-K families. Some of that will be whole district family engagement for pre-K families, things like a wellness fair, our registration event, a literacy carnival. And some of the family engagement will be done at the school site or in your pre-K teacher's classroom. We also believe that the classroom environment is an important part of the child's education. And so we strive to create literacy-rich environments where children can learn the importance of literacy and reading and develop this love of literacy and reading. We also want a classroom environment that's designed to foster curiosity and investigation of early mathematical and scientific concepts. We know that hands-on, play-based learning is the way that 3- and 4-year-old children learn these concepts best. And really importantly, we strive to create a space where children can grow friendships and develop important social-emotional skills that they will use for the rest of their lives. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the backbone of our program, which is our amazing teachers. Mm-hmm. All lead teachers in our programs are required to hold a license in early childhood education, and all educational assistants must be working toward or hold an associate's degree in early childhood education. So we have a really highly qualified early childhood education staff in Santa Fe Public Schools. And our teachers, their goal is to facilitate children's growth and development by listening to children's ideas and hypotheses and offering opportunities for children to construct knowledge in a hands-on, play-based, and developmentally appropriate environment.
Okay, so as a parent, I'd kind of want to know what my child's day is going to be. What if they take a nappy, around 2:00? Will they still be able to do that? Those kind of things. So tell me about that. What would be a day in the life of my child?
The day in the life of a pre-Ker.
Yeah.
Yes. So our programs offer breakfast and lunch at school every day. You're welcome to have the school lunch or the school breakfast and lunch, or bring meals from home. If you do bring meals from home, just check with the teacher to make sure that there's no food restrictions or allergies in the classroom. Children nap. They have a nap time every day. If your child is no longer napping, that is okay. The teachers will provide quiet materials for the child to engage with during that quiet rest time. And the rest of the day is filled with, a lot of play and learning and engaging with peers. Children will experience hands-on play in the classroom. Every classroom is required to have at least an hour of free choice time in the classroom engaging with those hands-on materials every day, as well as at least an hour of outdoor time engaging in that gross motor outdoor play every day. Children will have a story time with their teacher. They'll have lessons on phonological awareness, on mathematical concepts, on scientific concepts. The teachers will provide lessons for the children, but a big role of the teacher is to observe what the children are interested in and tailor their teaching based off what they're noticing children are interested in or need developmentally.
That's great.
So yes, there's a lot packed into that 7 hours.
Oh yeah, there is. Definitely.
Your child will probably come home tired from,
oh yeah, that's good, right?
Yes, and that's a sign of a good day, right? They're learning, they're playing, they're engaging with their peers. That's what we want in pre-K.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you coming in. You have anything else there, Brittany, that we missed?
Well, I think if parents have questions about their child's development,
Okay.
they don't have to wait for the fair. It's always an option on the NYE website. There's a button that says Child Find, and they can click on that. There's a Google form, and we can always bring them in for a screening if that's so warranted or wanted.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yes. And if parents have any questions, my email is on the Santa Fe Public Schools preschool website. Principal Behanna-Griffith's, Principal Brittany's email is on the NYE website. So feel free to reach out to us at any time. Again, we know that your child's first time in school can be overwhelming. You might have a lot of questions. And so we're here to support as you enter our district.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you for joining us too.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on.
Oh, yeah. It was fun. I learned a lot. So that's good. Good stuff.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. And thank you, folks, for joining us today inside Santa Fe Public School Podcast. We'll see you next week. Have a safe week. Have a great week. Adios.